Warning, spoilies ahead. Two Guys, One Cinema. That just sounds like Two Guys, One Cinnabon. And we buy a Cinnabon,
We split it.
open it in the mall. Oh, I was going to say a business, but we can
We
buy a
buy.
single Cinnabon.
I thought you meant like we buy.
I'm dreaming way too big on this one. We buy a Cinnabon. You and me. Two guys, one Cinnabon. We just fuck this shit. Stop the podcast. We now own a Cinnabon.
I need to reach higher. I need to
Reach for the stars. Reach for owning a Cinnabon in a mall food court.
And apparently,
Ladies and gentlemen, children out there, reach for the stars.
Apparently, I'm just fine eating.
This is Two Guys, One Film. 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 I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
That's the applause that we're getting at the beginning of this episode because so many people watch it, and they're
So many people.
Thank you for doing the Lord's service.
Well, you're welcome.
Hi, welcome to Two Guys, One Film. I'm Dylan,
And I'm Dane.
and this week for the viewer's choice, we watched Walk Hard: The Dewey Cox Story. It was written by Judd Apatow and Jake Kasdan, and then directed by Jake Kasdan. Came out 2007. 2007.
2007.
It is a parody biopic of Dewey Cox, starting from nothing, rags, and making it all the way to being one of the most famous musicians of all time. And basically they just, take the piss out of a bunch of biopics, like the Ray Charles one, and then the Walk the Line with Johnny Cash, and they just make it better.
They just run with it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous in like such a good way.
Yeah, like I don't know. It just kind of made fun of that typical trope of biopic that was coming out, like that.
I think around then there was a lot of stuff coming out because like Walk the Line came out, and I feel like there was another music one. There was a few music.
Yeah, Ray and Walk the
Ray.
Line's like the one that they dog on the most because Dewey goes smell blind. Uses his smell. But so we start out as Dewey playing with like his little brother, and like what
his
I love
brother
about
is
this,
like thrashing on the
perfect
piano.
child.
Yeah,
he's the prodigal son, and like what I absolutely love about this movie is the way they like hammer in jokes and set up stuff. Of just like, let's go play. What's the worst that can happen? This is the best day of our lives. Like,
ain't nothing horrible is gonna happen today.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like doing like the most dangerous shit too.
Yeah.
Dewey, like the whole time. Hey, this is like kind of dangerous, and he's like riding the horse all crazy and stuff.
And he like shop like in like welding something or carving. Like he like makes that bronze like giraffe.
Yeah, and there's like it's sparks flying all over the hay and stuff.
Yeah, they play chicken on a tractor and a horse.
Well, what else?
None of that kills him.
That was and like every time it's his brother asking him to do stuff. Dewey's like, oh, I don't know. Well, even with the machete fight.
The machete fight. It's a freak accident. Cut your brother in half.
He just cuts him in half.
Yeah. I've been halved. The legs are still standing up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get this out of the. I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. The child actors.
It works for this because it's like a spoof parody. So like they're purposely trying, like the period piece thing, and like them like, oh boy, nothing's wrong's gonna happen to me. It's like they convey that joke pretty well. So the kids nailed it because like they set that joke up perfectly. So without them, it'd have been like, oh, okay, whatever.
Very, very much like the kind of comedy I'm totally into, like the hammering in of the joke that like. Mm-hmm. Like, I just kept laughing when they did it. Like, and I know that there's people out there like, But like
This
every
is
time
like,
it made me giggle, like
yeah.
every time.
And I've seen this movie a lot. Like this is one of my favorite movies. I even had the soundtrack for this movie when it came out. I
Oh.
bought it on a CD. I had that in my
Ooh.
car for a while. It was fucking great. But yeah, the and then flash forward, and I love how John C. Riley immediately goes into playing the teenage Dewey. It's like they
Oh
don't even get a
yeah.
middle like actor. It's just like, and another beautiful joke to this whole movie is just like the saying people's names, first and last names, what year it's in, and how old they are.
Yeah.
But Pa, I'm only 15 years old.
This my 14-year-old son.
Yeah. So Dewey's got to be great for the both of them, and he goes to play that song.
Oh, the holding hands song. It was
Yeah,
yeah
and
at the
it's
high
like,
school.
yeah, he's at the high school and he's just playing like this happy, like not racy rock and roll song at all, and people are like dancing and fighting, and I love how that's like the thing of like,
Well, they just start doing like the whole like dirty
yeah,
dancing thing,
yeah,
and it's
it's
just
just like
like,
this nice song, like not even. He points at Kristen Wiig's character. I'm
oh,
your
I love.
girlfriend. I pointed at you in the audience. Duh. You hear that? I'm Dewey's 12-year-old girlfriend.
I love how she delivered that line. The scream was just so.
It's like over the top. There's another just a thing that they do in this movie, and it makes me laugh every time. Is somebody will say something like a joke, and somebody will go, "That's funny," and they go, "I know," because there's the line I have, the guy that's like the announcer for the high school thing. He's like, "All right, ladies and germs," and everyone laughs, and he goes, "I know,
I
I
know.
know." It's just like, and then Dewey does it a few times, and like other people just like they're just like, "I know."
One of my
Funny.
one of the other ones I really like is the way his wife is constantly, "You'll never make it.
You're never gonna make it.
You're never gonna make it." Like even when they're like about to
But
hang
how
up.
like the beginning of it, so like Dewey ends up running off with her because he wants to pursue his dream. His mom's okay, and his dad kicks him out because the wrong kid died. He keeps saying that. And so they go off, and she's like, "I will support you in anything that you want to do." And then from then on out, just like the whole like, "You're not gonna make it." Just
Yeah.
even on the phone later, it's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, bye, I love you. You're not gonna make it."
Like when he's clearly already made it.
We're already famous. It's like, you're not gonna make it, Dewey. Oh yeah. So then he is cleaning at a nightclub, and there's like the blues jazz band on stage, and he's like singing the words to it on the mop and everything.
Yeah, he's like super into him.
He's got like the hairnet for
Yeah.
some reason. Like he's got like the pompadour and shit underneath. And then one night, the lead singer gets laryngitis, and has he break his fingers like trying to build something or nail something?
Something like weird and ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not the one that tried to do this while also getting laryngitis. And so Dewey's like, I know all the words and moves of this guy.
like
To the
literally
point.
like
Like, and I just love the, hey, I'm Dewey Cox, and it's like, this is the something and something band, and I'm Dewey Cox, so we're gonna play some songs. I really hope you enjoy it. And I like how he always introduces himself like that. I really hope you like it.
Yeah.
And then immediately goes into talking like a bluesy, jazzy black man. I like how everybody in the crowd just starts like getting up, about ready to like fight him, and then they start playing music. They're like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. And they all just start dancing. And I love how like the club owner is, my people come here to what is it, dance erotically?
Yeah. How are they
We're-
gonna dry rate and dance erotic? People don't want to hear a white man saying they want to dance.
Yeah. Come here to dance erotically.
Yeah. And like, there's a lot of what could be offensive jokes these days in it. One of which being, it's like the record executives are here, and they're like fucking rabbis. Like one of
Oh,
them's
yeah.
named like L'chaim, the other one's Shalom or something.
Yeah, it's like
And Mazel Tov.
Yeah.
One of them's named Mazel Tov, and like, but what's funny about it is that you got like actual like Jewish actors playing it and like
Yeah.
into the joke and everything. I got Harold Ramis as L'chaim.
yeah.
And they did like over the top like accent. Like it's just
Like it's
it's
very,
making fun of a lot of shit.
Yes, it's very just goofy.
Yeah.
Like you'd really have to try hard to get offended by it, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the whole point of the movie is to be like a parody of these kind of biopics where it's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Like this could have happened back in the day. And it, I think at that, like when you look at it like that, hey, this could have and probably did happen back in the day, and this is why it's funny because look how fucking ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to break it down like that.
Yeah, but we do. Sometimes we do. I'm not saying all of our audience like this, but maybe a passive member, passerby clicks on this episode for some reason. That's the joke of the movie.
He goes to record the song after they hear him, and it's that
when the moon
yeah.
hits her eyes like a big pizza pie, that's amore. And like it's the like, and once again, they build up to this beautiful joke because they're playing on that typical thing in every biopic movie where it's like, we're just gonna play a song I wrote, this magical song, and then like they're swayed and changed.
Yeah.
And they go into that. The guy just like goes on that joke too long. He's like, you would have to amaze me in the next like 15 seconds and make a beautiful song, but with a band that you've just met but moments ago. But that's not gonna happen. And like just keeps going with it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? He's like, okay, you've got 15 seconds. And I like how the band's like, what do we do? He's like, just follow me. And they all start playing, and then they all know the words to it.
I love
like, immediately.
That part got me. I started laughing when they started doing the backups.
They just like know the fucking song.
Just follow me, okay.
Okay, and then like playing the piano. Which that's Matt Besser from Upright Citizens Brigade. My man.
Well, when does he start like meeting like random like?
So then he is going to do another show. It's like a big show, and that's when Frankie Muniz is Buddy Holly.
Oh
and
yeah.
Like, he says he's Buddy Holly. Dewey keeps calling him Buddy Holly. They just always say first and last names of people just to like really hammer home of like, this is who it is. This is who that person is. Like, Dewey met this famous person. Like, wow, thanks, Buddy Holly.
I love how it made me laugh when I saw him show up as Buddy Holly. I was just like,
yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot.
It's good. Like the casting choice was pretty good on a lot of the famous people. Where you're just like, all right, I see it. But yeah, he was supposed to. It's Buddy Holly. Then it was supposed to be Dewey, and then it was supposed to be Elvis. But Elvis wanted to bail early, so then
oh yeah,
they do that same thing where it's like it's gonna be Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, then Dewey Cox. And Dewey's like, so let me get this straight. It's gonna be Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, and Dewey Cox. Like, yeah, that's what I just said. How are we supposed to follow that? Oh, I love that when he's doing the high school thing and there's like the dancers or whatever. And he says that exact same thing. He's like, how are we supposed to follow that? Jeez, Mr. Presley, you didn't have to rile him up so good, you know?
Like, he so doesn't look like Elvis. I love his Elvis, though. It's
Jack White is over the top, man. Hurrah! You know what that is? It's karate. I'm the king. Only two people in the world know karate, and that's the Chinese and the king. And I'm one of them. And I ain't one of them, or whatever he says. Like, you're Elvis Presley, yeah.
And I love how he just kind of goes off on that.
Walks away. What the fuck did he just say?
Oh my god.
And that's when the joke that keeps getting played later on, when he goes in the bathroom and his drummer, played by Tim Meadows, he's like, get out of here, Dewey, you don't want none of this shit.
I love
what do you guys
that.
do?
Smoking reefer.
You guys smoking the reefers?
Yeah. You don't want none of this. Well, I don't want to get a hangover.
It doesn't give you one. I don't want to get addicted. It's non-habit forming.
I love how he answers him like that, too.
Well, I don't want to overdose on it. That's the thing. You can't OD on it. That sounds like I want it. Well, you know, I just...
Maybe
like,
just
it makes sex even better. I think I kind of want it. All right, this one time.
And then...
Oh, yeah, that's also when... He's like, we're smoking reefer. Can't you smell it? He's like, no, I can't smell it.
Oh, yeah.
And then right after smoking the reefers, he's partying in the hotel room. There's a bunch of ladies, naked guys, all the band members.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
when this movie hangs dong for
Like
quite a
a
long time.
lot, like a lot of dong.
Like, I applaud them for that. It's pretty good.
It's friggin' hilarious. It's just it's because it's just like right in his face every time.
He's just like talking normal.
Just dick
On
right there.
Yeah, he's on the phone with his wife and everything. Oh, that's just my roadie. I asked if I want any coffee. It's just like in his face. And then his dad shows up, and I love. There's like the just naked people and a guy in the back. He's like, maybe we should talk outside.
I like how he's like still just dick out, just like behind him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is when you find out Dewey's mom dies.
Oh yeah, because they were dancing to his song.
She fell out the window, and then the radio lands on her
Yeah.
head. Just want to let you know your music kills. And then once again, it goes to a joke that they reuse in the movie. As he gets upset, he goes and yanks the bathroom sink out, and he does that so many times in the movie. Anytime there's like that upset scene,
Just rips
like,
the sink out.
goes and rips sinks out. When does guilty as charged comes up later?
That's later.
That's
'Cause,
right.
like after the
This is
cocaine,
when
he does the like punk.
The punk version of Walk Hard, and it was so fucking cool. I was like, oh, man, this fucking version's rad. Dude.
I know. I love how they're like, man, you're singing it like some kind of punk.
You're up there playing the music as fast as you can, dancing around like some kind of punk.
I know.
Yeah, let's get a band that can play. I'll punch you in the mouth. That's what it says. I love that fucking line. I'll punch you in the mouth. I'm sorry, man. That's when Darlene shows up.
Oh yeah.
Because they heard they need a backup singer. And just that, like, whole over-the-top sexual tension, that whole bit in the whole movie. It's like, we can just be friends.
And I like how
I'm okay with that.
her like getting super close to him and him just going like, ah, and she's like,
Yeah.
just like slapping him and stuff.
I like that. Dewey, I'm not that kind of girl. Okay. They do that song, which is one of my favorites. The, in my dream, you're blowing me some kisses. They're in the bus, and she's like, "Thank you for letting me sleep in your bunk with you." And he's just
She's like-
she's on top.
She's on top of him.
I like how Chris Parnell's underneath, and she's like telling him that dream and all the urges, and he's just like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I couldn't be with you unless we were married. Cuts to them getting married.
Yep.
The thing he does when he comes out of the bathroom, like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that was. Or if he, like, if that was scripted, or if he just, like, fucking made it up on the spot, but it was so fucking good.
I would love to know, John C. Riley, if you're watching, did you just make that up on the spot, or was it scripted? Because it's fucking hilarious.
It's
like,
fucking funny. Like
'cause
a horse.
it
or
just
something.
kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's like walking out all sexy. And that's when his other wife shows up.
Yeah, they're about to go at it,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife shows up. His first wife.
Yeah. Do you want to be married to me or married to you? Yes, I am married to you. Which one are you talking to? Like I forgot. So she's like packing up and leaving. He's like, it's not like what I did was illegal. No, it is illegal to marry two people. Like, what about if you're famous? When he's yelling at the kid, he's like, I don't need you, and I don't need you, especially you. And it's
Yeah.
just like some baby sitting there thinking you're better than me. And then she goes to take the monkey, and I love that part. You can take the children, but you not take my monkey. Oh, and that's when he makes guilty as charged. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. Like, guilty? I said, don't you write a song right now. Because that's how he writes Walk Hard. Because like, it's a long road. It's a hard road. You got to walk. And I'm going to walk hard.
Hard. I like how he just can't. That's another good one where he just
Yeah.
like keeps
I'm gonna
rubbing that
walk hard. But yeah, he comes up with, guilty as charged. And she's like, well, how about Please Edith Don't Go? There's a song for you. It's like, it's not a bad song title.
When does he go and hang out with the Beatles? Is that
That's later. So this is when he goes to rehab. And his manager, played by Harold Ramis, another fucking great part was they're talking. He's like, I'm going to talk in my native tongue so people can't hear. And then I love how Dewey can also fucking speak.
Oh, yeah.
They're like speaking it back and forth. Rehab. What? Rehab. What? Rehab. Oh, rehab.
oh
Yeah,
Rehab,
okay.
yeah.
Fucking
Oh
great.
my god, I forgot about that part.
Rehab.
Huh?
Huh? Rehab.
I love that. Rehab. Oh, rehab.
Got it, yeah. I'm so cold. Doctor, he's cold. He needs more blankets.
Oh, yeah. I had that in my notes. Or he needs more
Yeah.
blankets.
I'm so hot. He needs fewer blankets. I'm so hot and
Hot
cold
and
at
cold
the same time.
time.
He needs more blankets and fewer blankets. And there's that part where he's like, ah, and it's like going in and out, and all the people are coming in talking to him. Like Chris sings a song about him, and then I think, oh yeah, earlier he like takes the guitar player's wife. He's like, oh, I'm tired of my girl. Let me switch to yours. Like, Dewey, this is my wife.
Yeah, okay.
And they switch. So he's like, my wife says hi. And Tim Meadows, he's like, oh, Dewey, do you mind if we get stoned in here? He's like, oh, he can't hear you. He's probably going to die soon anyway. The nurse.
Oh, yeah.
And then that part where, like, the camera's pulling out, I was like, ah. Just, like, goes like that random bit he does again while it's, like, pulling out. So then Darlene shows back up. And they get back together. And they do that thing for so long where like they're about to kiss each other and they keep pulling back and forth and away, and like
Oh, yeah.
it goes on for longer than it should, and it's so fucking good. And then they start like making out all rough, and she like kicks him in the balls. And,
Oh, yeah. Like hard, like a bunch of times, like kneeing him in the crotch.
and that part where he takes off his shirt and it's just
Oh,
like
the
this
abs.
ripped, it's just like this ripped body. Even though we saw him earlier shirtless, it's just like, oh man.
Oh, my God.
And so that's when he promises he'll never do drugs again. And then they go to India to meet the Beatles.
Well, he says something about meditation.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And then the Beatles are also there with the Maharaja.
Yeah.
And this is when everybody keeps calling themselves by the names. He keeps saying the Beatles. And it's like Jack Black is Paul McCartney. You got Paul Rudd as John Lennon. Jason Schwartzman as Ringo, and then Justin Long as George Harrison. And like they all
say their own names so
Yeah.
much.
yeah.
Me.
What do you think, Paul? Well, it'd be anything that you can imagine. I wrote a song about an octopus. Just over here as my guitar quietly whimpers. You know, it's just this tent reminds me of this time and that we, the Beatles, the four Beatles, were in Liverpool. You guys remember? Of course I did. I'm the leader of the Beatles. I booked those gigs. I'm the leader of the Beatles. I'm really into your stuff, man. We love your stuff too, Dewey Cox. Like the way that like Jack Black's goes into like a fucking Scottish accent for Paul McCartney on that line. We are a fan of your music too. Yes, great record. Paul said.
I know. He just keeps doing it, and the way he like, the way he's like enunciating record.
Great record.
Jack Black doing the Scottish accent
Yeah.
caught me off guard though, because I totally forgot about it.
your music too. And then they all start fighting, and I love how like Jack breaks voice, and he just goes to his numbers and why don't you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
I got a new song. Paul's a big fat cunt. Over here's my guitar just quietly whimpers.
Whimpers.
I wrote a song about an octopus. Man, it seems that like there's some kind of rift between the Beatles going on right now.
Oh, and then they do acid.
Yeah, and they have that trip, and he's like, just keep thinking happy thoughts. Like, oh, I like being a trippy cartoon. So you can think happy thoughts, or else it'll turn into a bad trip. Oh no, I thought of a bad thought, and then he just like gets cut in half and
Oh yeah.
got some darkness in him. And then it flashes forward. He's hooked on LSD, and there's a joke there where they're at the party, like the house party for like Deweyna's birthday, or like all the kids are like named Dewey in some way. It's like, you guys seen Dewey? It's like, yeah, he's in the barn with that Charlie fella. Who was that? Oh, Charlie Manson.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, great fella. Horrible musician.
Yeah,
really
horrible.
nice guy.
I love that horrible musician.
Really nice guy though. Just like, when he's jumping on that trampoline. He's been on that trampoline for 3 days.
Oh yeah, and that's when he's trying to write that like
That
ridiculously.
masterpiece, yeah. I'm making a new thing. It's called schmusic. I'm picturing more didgeridoo players, 1,000 didgeridoo players, and it's got like a goat in the song and like a choir. And which it's just funny is like it's not a bad song.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like, and props to John C. Reilly for singing all of his parts. Like I know he sang in like Chicago, but I like that he sang all the songs. So like it's more convincing that it's him. You know?
See, like I didn't realize he was singing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like he has
That's
a decent
all.
voice.
I mean, he sang for Chicago the musical.
I had no idea he was like. That's really cool. I like
Yeah.
when a person is that versatile, and I think it's awesome when like a comedian can sing.
Yeah, like someone as goofy as John C. Reilly can sing that well. So that's what was really cool. Is like all the songs you're like, all right, that's fucking John
That's
C.
awesome.
Reilly, and it's like this movement of a song, and all the bands just sitting up there, and like that goat's got more singing lines than I do on this album.
And then, well, yeah, he doesn't finish that.
No, because he's been working on it for like 8 months or some shit like that, like the record company or something like that. There's that part where he's like singing it and he just goes, when he's like, while
Yeah.
he's singing it, I don't know why, there's like so many fucking people, like wind chimes and like this African choir and like things going on.
I know, it's like they make the room look so huge because of like
Yeah.
everything that's going on.
And then he fires everybody.
Yep.
And that's when they're all yelling at him, and it was so shocking and abrupt, and it made me laugh so hard when like Chris Parnell was like crying. He's like, fuck you, Dewey Cox. Like, the way he just like screams it as hard as he can. Yeah, fuck you, Dewey Cox.
I know. Oh my god.
You slept with my wife. You slept with me, and I've had mixed feelings about it the whole time.
Oh
You
yeah.
you never paid for drugs. Not once.
I love that. Like that's his only gripe.
Only thing,
And you never paid for drugs. Not once.
once. And so then Darlene comes up and he's like, I'm gonna quit the acid. No more drugs. And while they're hugging, he like pops something in his mouth. Like, did you just do something? What did you do? It's PCP.
Oh yeah, then he gets
Kicks in. Oh, he flips that fucking car. The screen like actually fucking flips too.
and then he's like naked, he climbs.
Oh, the building.
Yeah.
I'm Zeus. The variety show. He makes because he can't
Oh,
write a
that's right.
song because he like gets off the drugs. He goes to rehab again.
And he's having like writer's block. He's trying to write
write a
songs.
fucking song. And that's when his manager does the variety show, and it's like 70s disco. And what's great too is like they go hard and over the top with like the hairstyles and the wardrobe, like trying to really hammer it in like it's the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, when does he go through I think it's the acid. He goes through his Bob Dylan phase.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that. And like the whole part that's like in black and white, and he's like playing in the streets for the song about like little people. Let me hold you, little man, so the dog will stop licking your face. It's like
I love that.
such a
Like when they're like, people have been saying I've been like copying Bob Dylan, but
maybe Bob Dylan's copying me.
yeah,
I don't know why, like, it's such like a 70s variety show like thing, but like when it's like we'll be right back and it's like the like him doing the salute thing, like I don't know why that like little thing just like fucking funny to me.
oh the like when it's like the commercial break thing and it's like
Yeah.
him just the
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's like the horn honk thing. And he has the puff piece interview with Jane Lynch.
Oh yeah.
Look, I know that, you're stuck in a dumb show that you hate. I'm doing Ren right now too, so I get it. All the questions she asks is like shit going on in his life.
Yeah.
So how's Darlene? Well, Darlene and I separated some months ago or years ago and haven't been taking it well. I'm stuck in a custody battle where custody is being forced upon me.
Yeah.
I feel that if you don't want to take care of your kids, you shouldn't have to.
I know.
Who never wants to be a dad to the
I
whole
know.
fucking thing? Did you ever just have a chance to just wake up and smell the roses? I have no fucking sense
Yeah.
of smell.
Then he just gets up and leaves.
Do your homework. I just also want to tell people that I'm no longer mainlining acid or PCP.
Oh yeah.
The show is on Thursdays after your local news. Like out of nowhere.
I know.
Just make sure that you promise that you're never going to mainline acid again. Whoa, I can't promise that. Yeah, he somebody gives him the advice to like go make amends to their father.
And he tries that.
I'm really proud of you, son, that you came out and said that. But there's only one thing that's gonna fix this: machete fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, you've been practicing. Just, the way he just like keeps spinning it. He cuts himself in half accidentally.
That's right. He cuts himself in half.
Yeah, I've been halved. I halved myself. You're right. It is so easy to have this happen. I know, right? I love you, Dewey. I love. You love what? Just one more word, and it's like and like the legs.
Yeah.
He like pushes the legs. Yeah, I think that's when he has that freak out,
Yeah.
and he's like tearing all the sinks. He's like flipping the piano, and one of my favorite bits is when he's sawing the couch,
Oh yeah. He's just like
And
destroying the house and
and it goes to nighttime, and he's still sawing the couch, and then when he's bending all the forks, and he's just like.
yeah.
That's one of his sons show up. Would you like to have a catch?
Oh yeah.
I would love nothing more to have a catch with you. I'm sorry, this might sound strange, but what's your name? I'm Dewey Jr. He's playing catch with him. Like, I like catch, you throw the ball at me, I throw it back at you. You're not really good at this game. He's dropping it.
And then that's when he starts hanging out with his kids, yeah.
Yeah, how many brothers and sisters you got? 22. And another 22 half-brothers and sisters. Oh, okay. That part when it's just that random kid. He's like, "Are you sure you're one of mine?" And it's just like, yeah, and it's like that family bus thing. They're on the road. They're like gardening. He's like, "Sometimes you gotta taste the dirt. It's good dirt. It's good dirt." He like gets older, and
I like how they make him like into that like was it like the 80s by the time he's older or like
I think so. Yeah.
or they give him like they almost make him look a little bit like chubby and like they give him that like longer hair.
It's all like gray, and then Darlene shows back up, and he's like, "Are you still married to like Paul Simon or whoever it was?" She's like, no, it's just me these days at age 50. And they like aged her a bunch too, like over the top, where she's supposed to be like 50 and she's got all these like wrinkles. And
It's again an awesome thing that this movie does is just throw things in your face.
yeah, he's always saying, it's 1960. There's something important that's supposed to happen. It's a very meaningful era. Something big's going to happen in this. And it's just like, really pounding it in. I'm just like, nope, not at all.
Mm-mm.
And that's when he gets his sense of smell back.
Oh, yeah.
Did you wash your hair today? I can smell again. Or he's smelling her armpits. Like, oh, it was a long drive. You didn't get to shower. I smell you, Twig. I smell horse shit. Oh, it smells awful. Smell that shit, baby. When she screams, it's a miracle! Like the way she like fucking screams it so loud.
There's a bunch of that this movie where people just scream shit, and it's well, like even what's his name just scream like fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, it's just like everyone screams. It's like it's just over the top acting, but it works so well.
But
And I think because
the delivery is like it's over the top, but it's like coming from decent, like well, just good actors, so it makes it even funnier.
yeah, like great comedic actors and just actors in general. So like when they do over the top, it doesn't look like they're trying too hard. It just fits with the movie, the movie well. It fits with the movie. It fits with the movie quite well.
Let's watch a movie.
Let's watch a movie. We watched a movie this week, guys. So then they get back together, flash forward. They think it's like present day. They're all old. And Mr. L'Chaim's son shows up. And he plays him that song. And just like the way that John C. Reilly has his like glasses and the way he's like looking at the phone is like that's just like captured old guys so well.
I know. There's so many times I just like laughed basically just like this because you're bringing up all this stuff that just kind of flew out at me that I just didn't remember. I hadn't seen this in a while.
Yeah.
And like, oh god.
And like he does the old man walk really well too. Like when like all him and his band when he's like getting it back together and they're all walking together and like John C. Reilly does this like hip thing when he's walking. It's like overdoing the old guy thing.
But again, it just works so well.
And when he's getting them back together, like how everybody else in the band is like bald on top but has hair on the sides. Like they all have the same hair. Matt Besser's like living in a trailer and he like punches him. And I like when Chris Parnell opens the door, he like immediately jumps into Dewey's arms. And he just brings a huge bag of weed to Tim Meadows' house. So yeah, they're getting the band back together to do one show. It's like a tribute show because people are remembering Dewey Cox because it was in that rap song, and the only thing they sampled was just him saying hard.
Oh yeah.
So he's got to get the band back together, and he's got to write one big song, one final song, because it's been a great life or beautiful life, whatever it was. And that's another inspirational moment of getting a song title in his head. And then this is when like a bunch of fucking like musicians show up, like they're singing the song, and then Eddie Vedder introduces them, and like that fucking speech. Like, what did he say? Like, oh, I gotta look it up because like it's not going anywhere. If Elvis and Buddy Holly are the Cain and Abel of rock and roll, Bruce Springsteen is Zachariah, Iggy Pop is Methuselah, and of course, Neil Young is the prophet Ezekiel. What does that make Dewey Cox? And then it just cuts to backstage and you don't hear the rest of that. It's just like, what the fuck was Eddie Vedder talking about? Just like, what the fuck kind of speech is that? And then that's when he goes in the bathroom and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "We're doing Viagra. It gives you a boner. If erection lasts more than 4 hours, call ladies." I don't think I want any of that shit. Did you hear what I said? It gives you a boner. I will not succumb to the temptations. And then cut to the temptations in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
The temptations. It's like runs away. Oh man. And he's got to think about his entire life before he performs. He's like leaned up against the wall.
Yeah.
That's how the movie starts. I forgot. Yeah, he's like,
Well,
he's got to think about his entire life
before he does a show.
And when he's playing the song, and it's like showing all those scenes, but they're like things that they didn't really show in the movie, like him and his dad playing like ukulele when he's like cut in half. And there's that part where like him and Chris Parnell are like on a dock with guns, like being detectives or something, and then he uses Chris Parnell as like a human shield, and he's just like getting shot up, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it has nothing to do with what happened. Like,
I forgot about that.
He's like recapping his life and all like the things that
just
happened.
the random shit. Yes.
Yeah. That was like my favorite one though. Just like use him as a shield.
Just
like... It's a good song too. It's a beautiful life.
Mm-hmm.
And then he dies 3 minutes after that performance.
Oh yeah.
Cuts to he's just like, oh.
Oh yeah.
I feel like all we did was just quote this movie this entire episode. Like, didn't really talk about it. Just quote it. Talk about the funny parts.
That's like all you do. It's the whole movie is a big funny part. Like it's
yeah.
They did a really good job. Well, do we want to plug?
Yeah, let's plug first before we do that. To all you folks out there who accidentally halved your sibling with a machete and you want to be double great for both of you, there is a place you can go to do that. Where do they go?
It's true. It's true. You go to honor your sibling that you cut in half, or, to honor whoever, if they cut themselves in half. You go to Project Nerd, projectnerd.com. That's project-nerd.com. And there you're going to find all kinds of nerdy stuff, like double nerdy if you're already here, and you're going to go find some more stuff, so now you're doubling up,
You're going to be double great for the sibling that you may have halved with a machete.
Yeah.
So go check it out.
No more machete fights, guys.
No more machete fights. That's the moral of the story. Go to Project Nerd. No more machete fights.
Okay. I feel like you'd have to try kind of hard to not find this funny and not enjoy it. And if you haven't seen it, you need to go and see it now. I think at this point, if you've been following the episode, you know that my rating is going to be pretty high. I'm gonna give it. Damn. This movie is pretty, I don't want to say perfect, but pretty fucking close. I'm going to give it a 10 Dewey cocks.
Nice. 10 Deweys. Yeah, I mean, this whole episode was just us quoting and laughing at this movie, which this movie always makes me laugh to this day. Like, rewatching it for this, I still fucking laugh to the same parts. And even, different parts. Like, ooh. Gets me every time. Phenomenal soundtrack. I think Guilty as Charged is my favorite song. What's your favorite song?
I like Walk Hard.
Yeah, it's classic.
I'm gonna have to get the album. I didn't realize that you could get the soundtrack. I was thinking about it while I was like, man, this is really good. I'd love to just listen to these songs. But yeah, Walk Hard.
All right, Walk Hard. I'm going with Guilty as Charged. Funny movie, done very well. It was great to see a spoof of those biopics that came out that tried way too hard. So I'm gonna give it 10 Deweys as well. It's one of my favorites. It's funny. I think this
might be the first 10 that I've given. I know I've given some 9s.
I know you've given some billions. Like I know with like Roger Rabbit, we went over the 10 scale.
Yeah.
But I think like a legitimate 10, yeah.
Yeah. I would say that
So,
this is definitely a legitimate 10. I'd be really kind of upset if we said that and then you went and watched it and you didn't think it was funny.
and I'm sorry you don't,
Yeah.
because I guess you just don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, come
You
on.
can at least laugh at parts of it.
Yeah,
You
maybe
can find something in that movie to laugh at.
maybe you're not dying through the whole thing like we are,
Yeah,
but I mean, we're like children anyway. So
Yeah.
you know,
we may be 34 years old, but inside we are still high schoolers watching this movie.
yeah,
Thank you, people, for watching.
yeah, and your support, the support you
All the fan mail we get is probably the thing that keeps me going the most.
Mhm.
It's really good. I
It's
mean,
like-
I have stacks of it.
yeah,
back
like because
here.
like when I'm down in the dumps, I go and read all the fantastic fan mail that I get.
Yeah. Read your favorite fan mail right now.
Let's see here. I don't normally keep them. Oh, here. Dear Dane, I sure do love Two Guys One Film. I sure do love your cool mustache, and I sure do love Dylan's pink hair. And that one's from like season 1 though.
Yeah, I had it before. I'm back to old Dylan folks
Yeah.
with this. So
But I've always. But yeah, and that was really sweet. That was from Theodore. So thank you, Theodore. We don't normally read those on
I feel
here.
like I like to call him Theo.
Yeah.
Theo. And I too have a piece of fan mail because we're gonna do this joke again,
Okay, go
where I
ahead.
read a piece of fan mail. It says, "Dear Dylan, Dane is so much better than you, but I don't have his PO address. Can you send it to me?"
Don't do that. And thank you, whoever you are. What was that? What was that?
That's from my mom.
Oh. Thank you.
I don't know why I kept that one, but you know, it's from my mom, so I guess
I-
that's why. So, thanks, Mom, for watching the show.
Yeah, thanks.
For Two Guys One Film, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane. Thanks, Julie. Thanks.
See you next week.